You're listening to
Catholic Sprouts,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith. Hey there, Sprouts. Today is Wednesday, May 11th, 2022. Now, all week, we have been hearing from my younger sister, who is a fully professed nun in the community of the Lamb. And she has already talked about how she knew she was called to religious life, about her own community called the Community of the Lamb. And today, she's going to talk about what it means or feels like to be married to Jesus, including, since she is a fully professed sister, what it means to have made that commitment for the rest of her life.
To be married to Jesus, it's like to have your best friend always with you. So maybe your mom and dad, they're good friends, they spend some time together. But me, I get to have Jesus with me all the time because he's in my heart. And I can talk to him all the time, even when I'm doing something else, even when I'm talking to somebody else. I can always have this conversation with Jesus in my heart, where he tells me, above all, what he does is he tells me how much he loves me. Because I love Jesus a lot, but even more so, it's Jesus who loves me. So that's why I'm so privileged to be the bride of Christ, to be Jesus's bride, because he just tells me all the time how much he loves me. When you enter in religious life, it's like you take different steps. It's kind of like when people are dating, first they get to know each other, then they get a little more serious. They may be asked, they get engaged, and then they get married. Well, it's kind of like that in religious life. We take our time because we really want to get to know the community where we are, what we're going to live. And above all, we really want to make sure that this yes that I'm going to say is a really free yes. It's like I'm putting all my freedom behind it, and it's no one's forcing me to do it, or I'm not doing this because I think this thing or that thing, but really because I want to say yes in freedom to Jesus. And so when you make your final vows, it's when you promise to be faithful unto death. So that means until death, I'm going to be here living this life with Jesus in its ups and its downs, the days that I'm happy, the days that I'm less happy, or maybe a little sad, or things like that. But I've said yes to live poverty, chastity, and obedience until I die. But the beautiful thing about it is that I know that even if I'm poor and weak, and maybe some days I'm like, oh, am I going to be able to do this? I know that God, it's not just me who says yes, but it's God who says yes to me, who says yes with me, and it's him who does it. It's him who carries it out. Because I can just lay myself in his hands and say, do it, Jesus. I can't. And he does it because he's my God.
That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow. But until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God created you to be. Thanks for listening this week, Sprouts, and I hope that it has been helpful to hear from a real-life religious sister. If you would like to learn more about the Community of the Lamb, they have a house here in the United States in Kansas City, Kansas. Also, we've included in the notes for this podcast episode a link to learn more about the community. And finally, little sister Hallel offers you all a challenge to do all week long, and that is to read this coming Sunday's gospel during the week right now, so that you are prepared, so that God's word is truly planted in your heart, and so that it can take root and you can know what to expect on Sunday and truly receive the good news of Jesus Christ.
This show is a production of the Spoke Street Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, visit spokestreet.com.